Hey everyone, this video is intended for all the RV users out there. Trying to share some things that I found out this weekend after almost getting stuck at an RV park. I'm hoping this video helps you out. This is to do with the electrical system that you may find on yours. They're going to be different with every bus, every make, but there's a lot of similarities, and this info was hard to get. And the problem that the bus was experiencing was really unique. Nobody could really help me out with it, so I'm going to walk you through real quickly what was going on. But this is basically an issue where you have a system, an inverter or a charger system that is saying your batteries are fully charged, but you have accessories. Sorry for all the mess. You have accessories like your Norco fridge. This would actually come on and it would say low DC, LO DC, meaning the DC, the 12 volt voltage, was too low to run the gas power for the refrigerator. There were other little things like the lights. These are all converted to LED tube lights. These would flicker. I could not turn on, so you have your radio, which runs on the chassis 12 power, but the amplifiers behind it, which power the speakers up here, those actually run on the house 12 volt power. And that's where things really get fun. But anyway, so here's the gist of it. In this case, you see everything is back up and running. But this, which is the Magnum inverter, this was telling me, it had no faults. It was telling me that the batteries were fully charged without any question whatsoever. This was with my generator running this weekend. It ran for basically 2 days straight. It kept saying batteries fully charged. Then I'd go up here to the house panel, and this battery voltage, as you see right now, it's showing 14.2 because I've now fixed the issue, but that would show in the tens. So we would be at, let's call it 11 for rounding error, while this one, the inverter panel, was saying the batteries were at 14-ish. That led me to wondering what the crap is going on, because as you may or may not know, you have a couple different systems on your bus, but basically, or bus, RV, whatever you've got. But if you have a self-driving unit, you have 3 different systems. You have a 12 volt chassis, which on some of them, you'll see here, this one actually doesn't even light up because I don't have the chassis or battery switch on. That's one 12 volt system. The other 12 volt system is the house battery side, which powers lights, the 12 volt system behind the shower, and other little auxiliary stuff. And then you have the 110 volt system, which is your normal house stuff. So anyway, the problem is I kept getting, even while the generator was running, I'm getting all these low DC messages from all of my stuff. And at this point, stuff started going haywire. Lights were flickering. We went over, I got off generator, went next door to an RV park, plugged it in, and the inverter, as you hear it running now, because it is plugged in, it actually would not come on. I would hear when I'd plug it in to shore power, it would kick on for about a half a second and immediately kick off, which coincides with the remote that you saw on the inside saying the batteries are fully charged. Here's where it gets interesting. I know you've stuck with me so far. You're seeing actually all the work done now, but this is why it was very important. All of this looked just like you see it, which is why I said something in the bus, something in the inverter, something somewhere is really messed up. Because how can this be? These are brand new batteries, 620. This video is being made in September. I just put these in August. So these are brand new battery switch. Everything looked good. The kicker was these 2 connections right here. So you have 2 banks of 6 volts, of 12 volts. 6 volt battery, 6 volt battery, 12 volt. 6 volt, 6 volt, 12 volt. Altogether, it should be a 12 volt system. But the kicker is all this right here. You need, if you don't have a multimeter on your bus or on your RV, get one. It is invaluable. what we would do, or what I would do, is test my voltage across. And you see 14.1. And then I would touch it to another positive. It should be identical. You see it reading 14.1. I should be able to touch it to another ground. And it read, well, if pardon me, 14.1. It should be identical no matter which point of a 12 volt, or which point of a positive or negative you take. They should all come in at 14.1. And that's what wasn't happening. These two right here were coming in at the 13 volts, which is why the inverter was saying it was fully charged. These two were not. And it was all because of this one cable right here, this jumper cable that connects the two banks. I had corrosion in between the contacts right here. That corrosion in between them, even though I couldn't even hardly see it, was causing everything to go haywire. So, note to yourself, number one, always have a multimeter on your bus. But number two, if you have these electrical issues, you think things are going haywire, start at your very basic levels. Because I've worked on a lot of cars, worked on a lot of different things. I've seen insane amounts of corrosion on tops of batteries, posts, everywhere else. And I've never seen just a little bit of corrosion cause these two sides to have that kind of a voltage difference. It was off by a full volt and a half. So these were the ones, these two were at the 11 volts. That's why the in-house bus, you saw the panel I was hitting where I was hitting the house battery switch. These were the ones showing 11. And same for the fridge. All those were running, or they were registering this side, but the inverter was reading this side, the 13 plus volts, and that's why it was saying these are fully charged. Now that it's corrected, you can hear it running. All I did was clean up that right there, that corrosion. Please stay tuned for more videos. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot on RVing. Thank you.